Hello, welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. For today's video, I am going to be making these lovely little Victorian, they're called purse puzzles or puzzle purses, either way. And I have been making a bunch of them, a stack of them actually, for my friends in pink. There we go. And I'm going to be giving these out to some of the women that I just love, and I just wanted them to get something very special. And every year I do fabric valentines, but I also do something with paper, and so I wanted to have something that kind of represents who I am, and also, I don't know, just something very special and something that I took the time to make. So let me just show you what this looks like first, and I have it in white so that you can see it just a little bit more easily. I'll show you the pink ones as well. But they just kind of open up like this. And then I have actually a song written in there, and it says, "Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure, the saints and angels song." And that's from the Love of God. It's a hymn. It's a lovely hymn. And there are some hearts in there. And then watch this. You pull on the two sides and ta-da! It is a image inside. You can write a message. And yes, I drew all of these things. And so there's two little doves that are holding a heart. And so it gets folded up into this cute little thing here that you just kind of tuck inside, and there it is. And let me show you what it looks like in the pink, and I'm also going to show you what my very first one would look like, and it was just pretty beat up. So the pink ones that I did for my friends actually have Bible verses in them, and this one is "Do everything in love" from 1 Corinthians 16:14. "Love one another as I have loved you" from John 15:12. "A friend loves at all times," and that's from Proverbs. And then "Be devoted to one another in love." And so 4 verses, and that's Romans 12:10. And then I actually hand painted each one. So yes, it's been taking me quite some time, but it's snowing outside, so it's the perfect time to work on something like this, because the weather's bad and you can't really do anything. And on the inside, I actually hand painted all of these flowers and vines, and then used my fountain pen, my Noodler's Charlie fountain pen with Heart of Darkness black ink, which is a waterproof ink. So I have watercolors here, and then just to be extra safe, I used a waterproof ink. And then it says, "Happy Valentine's Day, love, Mona." And so a rose, kind of like a Victorian rose that I put inside. And it closes up like this, like a pinwheel. And then it has this. So it's like a gift within a gift within a gift type of a thing. It's multi-level, just as our love for one another should be multi-dimensional. I know. Okay, so there's that, and I'm going to show you how to do this. It's actually really easy to make them. It's just the populating the inside of the puzzle purse that takes a little bit of doing. And so you're going to be, writing and drawing and sketching, and you don't have to do all of these things. You can just make some hearts. By the way, I'm going to get these out of the way over here. Kind of just set them off to the side. So this is my very first one. You can tell my heart is a little wonky, and this part's a little wonky. This says pull because I didn't even know how do I open this back up. Some of the edges are not straight, but you know what? It's still cute. And I just drew a bunch of different hearts because I actually saw a Victorian and original one that had all of these things in it, and I just thought it was just lovely. So this one is my original, and I'm just going to hang on to it because it works, and it was just on copy paper. And so it also showed me like there's bleed through that happens if you're using the wrong pens. So I really suggest, like, don't jump into this with papers that you love. Go ahead and just wait a little bit. Yeah, this one is literally wonky because I can't hardly get it to do what I want it to do. There we go. So don't use the expensive scrapbook papers quite right off the bat. Why don't you practice first with just a piece of photocopy paper or something you have laying around that you're not gonna really be kind of too indebted or just invested into. That's what I was trying to say. All right, so I have an in-between phase here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper here that I will demonstrate on after I do just a basic one, because I think it is better to just show you how to do one on plain paper first. So I'm gonna do a couple of these because I think it's just important for you to just see how they're done. I watched like several videos, and I'll tell you, I had to not just watch videos, but I had to go online and try to figure this out on my own. It was kind of looked a little complicated, and it's not. There's just some flipping in there that I'll point out. So the first thing you need is a square piece of paper. This is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of, it's a little bit better than copy paper, but this is what I've been using, and it's like a 24 pound. So what you want to do is just make a diagonal, and you can actually press down on it, and that is going to give you your square piece of paper. So that means this part you need to just cut off, and you can do it with your, you know, paper guillotine or whatever. But I'm just going to use a pair of scissors here because it's just easy to do that. And you can save that actually to write another note on the inside if you want to just fold that up, or save it for junk journaling or whatever you want. All right, so your first fold is diagonal, which you've already done to square up your paper. The next fold you're going to do is also diagonal. So you're going to try to match this up as best as you can and get it kind of in there. And so now you've got an X on your paper. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make 9 squares in here. So you're going to fold it up into thirds one way, and it's going to give you 3 columns. And this, I'm going to just do it this way. You can actually you can measure it out for your square, but I don't know if you've watched any of my videos, I don't measure out. But what you can do is kind of get this to come in as best as you can. And I think that looks good. And actually go ahead, and if you have like a, what's that called? Oh, a bone folder, you can do that. But if you don't have one, you can use your fingernails. And if you don't have fingernails, you can use the edge of your scissors to make some nice creases on your paper. There's the first 3 columns. And now you're just gonna turn your paper. So I had it this way. You're gonna turn it this way. And then you're gonna make the other 3 so that you end up with like 9 squares, okay? So we're just gonna square this up, square it up, get it for the squares. Okay, so I'm gonna just get this as best as I can. All right, so now you have the X in the middle, and you have 9 squares, okay? So what you want to do is kind of keep it this way, and now you're going to flip it this way, okay? And what you're going to do is put, oh, before you flip it, okay, here's one thing. So I just went like this and did this, and you've got this really nice. What's gonna happen is this inside square is gonna be your centerpiece. So what I'm gonna do, it really helped me out to do this. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw a heart in there because it's gonna show me that this is the inside of my, my Valentine. And yes, this is not the best because you can just do watercolors, or you can use markers. Now with markers, just watch out for any kind of bleed through that you might have. And I like watercolors just because I think it goes a lot faster if you're making a bunch of Valentines. And also, I just thought that I really ended up liking that look as well. So I pretty much use a very dry brush, and then I'm gonna go over this with black ink, and so it'll all be fine. So that's the inside of my Valentine. So now what I'm going to do is blow on it to make sure it's pretty dry. And if you use a dry brush, your image is it's gonna stay pretty dry. Okay, so now you can even see my image from the back. So I flipped it, and that way you can tell I am flipping it. Okay, now what you're gonna do is interesting. So this is your center of the heart. You're going to bring this corner up to a corner of this box. You're gonna do that with every single corner. You're gonna see what I mean. All right, so there's one. And now I'm gonna zero in on it so you can see it a little bit more. I'm gonna take this corner, match it to the bottom left-hand corner again. Okay, and I'm turning this paper every time so that I can get every single one cornered up. Okay, and then turn it one more time and here. All right, so I hope you got that. So we drew, then we flipped, and then we are concentrating on this box, and we are bringing one of the corners in to the corner of this box right there, like that. Okay, now that you've folded up all of these corners, you're gonna flip it again, and then you're gonna see it looks really pretty. It has like a 3D bent on it, and I'm gonna actually do something real quick that also might help. And I am gonna just draw a few flowers on these middle sections, and you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna just, and you don't have to draw as you go along. I just recommend like make your trial one and then just kind of draw on that one, and then you'll see how everything kind of comes together. And you can, you can draw on that one, or you can just say, just draw some hearts like I did for the first one, and then you'll see how all of it comes together. Just some very, very quick flowers on that one. Okay, so I think you can tell. Let me go out a little bit. All right, you are gonna take this, there you can see it there. These are going to become this center portion here. This, and this. So in here, I'm gonna show ya. These are the ones that are in there. And you're also gonna see that they end up at the same spot as they do here. See, it's right there up on the middle sections. And they kind of, in one video, somebody said, oh, they magically go together. None of this has magically done anything for me. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I like to gather up the diagonal corners and kind of make sure that this box has its good creases, because you're gonna try and fold this up so that all of those corners start going into this part. I know that's gonna sound a little weird, but it'll fall in. It really will fall in once you understand how to kind of jimmy them together. Like for me, it was trying to figure out now which sections are gonna be coming together. Come on. And getting them to go was just like that. So once you figure out where things lie, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to do one of these guys. Okay, so we made this pinwheel shape, and now you can write your message here and then you know, continue drawing. And then to close it, one of the places recommended this, I think it's probably the easiest way to do it. You fold up, okay? So you kind of make it into a plus instead of like a pinwheel, so at least one is facing down towards you. You fold that up, and then you fold the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and I was like, wait a minute, how does that go? But the last one, you open this up and you tuck it in. Voila! There it is. And isn't that adorable? So for this, you can actually try to figure out which direction your center is in and then try to put this together so that all of these things kind of match up into a heart shape. You could totally do that if you wanted, but what I opted to do was a lot easier, let me tell you. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I used the things that are around the kitchen. So I just used a little Pyrex dish and I put it on the center of my deal. And then I grabbed, these are just Paper Mate ink joys that I got for Christmas from Sweet Anna. And I'm gonna just put the lines, and what I do is not make it go all the way. I'm gonna show you. So just kind of halfway lines of the circle so I can put a heart, whoa, in between them. That one just went all the way around. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it went all the way around, you know, you get what you get. So I like it looking a little rustic because I think that just adds to the charm. All right, so there's my, oh no, I don't know why I'm closing that up. So what I do on this is I put, and I saw a somewhat a design kind of close to this, but you know, like I do with everything else, I kind of modify it. Also, I didn't want to be drawing leaves forever and a day because I was making so many of these. So I just really found that I'm just gonna draw leaves on like one side of it and call it good. Yes, lazy girl Valentine. I mean, not so lazy girl with some bunch of Valentines to make. All right, so I just did it like this, which I thought looked pretty good. And then I took my red ink joy and just drew hearts. And then what I did was, whatever heart I was drawing down here, I drew it up here on the corresponding V. So I did this one up here and this one. You can see that. And then this one and this one. Whoa, there, that was really messy. I'm glad that I'm making like a rustic design and not something very precise, because then it looks like I meant to do that. So there and here, and I don't know if you can tell, I just drew it on the line. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. In the end, it looks very, very nice. And like I said, it looks all purposeful and like you meant to do it. Okay, so that's my design on that, because then it won't matter which way your recipient opens it and which way they close it. It'll always kind of, well, that didn't make any sense at all. So again, to close, you want to fold up, then the next one, then the next one, and then tuck it in. And so that always kind of works out each and every time. So if you want to add an extra message, you can write it on the back. I'm not going to do that because this was a lot of work as it was to make. I don't know how many I made already, 11 of them, I think. And so this is my 12th one. But I sewed a little tiny bag to put them in with fabric. And so each of the ladies is gonna get that. And then you open this up. Oh, and to open it, I just kind of recommend you do it side to side. And then you have your message in the inside, and close it back up. and have it looking so adorable like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Victorian Purse Puzzle Valentine for 2022, and I hope that you will use something that was really popular in the 1800s and 1700s, no, Victorian times, 1800s, to bring it to the current day and age. I just think it's sweet. It has a lot of room for writing. I think it's just a very special Valentine to get, and I hope that you have a happy Valentine's Day. Until the next time, bye.